It's a DMV First Warn day for the threat of some strong severe thunderstorms later on this afternoon and evening, so you do want to stay weather aware for those. We also have the heat and that humidity building in, making it feel much hotter than the actual air temperatures. Could be close to near the triple digits later on today in terms of those feels like temperatures. So heads up, you do want to stay cool and stay hydrated. Starting off with the sunshine out there right now, but we'll see those storms bubbling up mid to late afternoon time frame out ahead of a cold front. Behind that cold front, it'll be much more comfortable to round out the work week tomorrow. Tomorrow it is the summer solstice, and we'll see high temperatures tomorrow, upper 80s, but at least that humidity will be much lower. Temperatures out there right now, starting off in those 70s across much of the map. We're already into those upper 70s from Hagerstown to Frederick. Already into lower 80s, though, down towards Lexington Park. Those temperatures warming up very quickly. We also have that higher humidity, too. Those dew points are into the upper 60s to lower 70s. That's that tropical feel to the air. I also like to call it that soupy feel to the air. I feel like that's the best way to describe it, especially as you're stepping out this morning. Satellite and radar out there right now. It is dry, it is quiet, it is sun-filled. That sunshine will be the fuel for any of those thunderstorms that do pop up later today. Also, that cold front will be the catalyst for those thunderstorms as well later on today. There is that enhanced risk across the I-95 corridor, Northern Virginia, Southern Maryland. That's a 3 out of 5 on that severe scale for the day today. So it's a little bit higher than that slight risk as back out towards our westernmost areas. The I-81 corridor is still included in that slight risk. That's 2 out of 5 on that severe scale. Future cache telling us that we're still looking mainly dry out there and still quiet even as we look ahead towards noon today. I would say 2 p.m. is when we start to notice some of those thunderstorms bubbling up back out towards parts of the I-81 corridor and areas to the west. DC still looking good by 2 p.m. As we look closer towards 3 and 4 p.m., we do have some of those clusters of storms starting to pop up, getting closer and closer towards the DC metro area. However, off towards Frederick County, likely going to be dealing with some of those stronger storms. Some of those could be on the severe side with the possibility of hail, heavy downpours, and strong winds. The wind gusts will be the main impact with these storms as they slide through. We do have this broken line of showers and storms sliding across the region as we look closer towards, say, 4, 5, 6 p.m. this evening and crossing over the I-95 corridor by 6 p.m. And eventually, as we look closer towards sunset, which is a little bit after 8:30 this evening, much of the shower and thunderstorm threat will lower as we don't have the daytime heating of the day anymore, and those storms will slide out as that cold front takes any of that shower and thunderstorm activity with it. In terms of the storm threats, like I was mentioning before, damaging winds will be the main impact. Heavy rain, that could lead to some potential for some localized flash flooding, so be on the lookout for that. Hail is still possible. Tornado threat is low, but not zero, so something to keep in mind for later on today. Highs are going to climb back in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Going to be a very hot one out there for the day today, but at least as we get towards tomorrow, lower humidity, not quite as humid out there. It's going to feel a little bit better. Upper 80s as we round out the work week for your Friday. But looking ahead towards the weekend, the start of that next work week, high temperatures will climb back in the upper 90s as we look ahead towards Monday and Tuesday of the next work week. And yes, that humidity will be sticking around. So with that, it's going to feel much hotter than those actual air temperatures as we look ahead towards the start of that next work week. In terms of heat risks for the weekend, moderate out there. But then as we look ahead towards Sunday, as temperatures heat up, we're talking 96 for that high on Sunday. It's turning major. And then as we look ahead towards Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it's Monday, a lot of red, then purple on the map for Tuesday. And then as we look ahead towards Wednesday, even higher out there. So extreme in terms of that heat risk for Tuesday and Wednesday of the next work week. Here's the rest of that 8-day outlook. Thankfully, by the end of that 8-day, we're back into lower 90s Thursday. I know I like how I said thankfully after seeing high temperatures. Upper 90s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and those overnight lows. Really not much relief. Talk about those upper 70s to right around 80 for Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night.